got it twisted. We don't care about feelings. This shit about business.
All I see is commas, 20, 50, 100, racing to the money.
Yo, what up? It's us, Dot.
And Holly.
And we back again with another video. Today we got how NBA YoungBoy dad got 55 years to life in prison. Free that man, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I knew he was locked up the whole time, but I didn't know he had 55. Like, I thought he was something like get out soon.
Me too.
That's fucked up. But yeah, man, a lot of people was requesting this video. Shout out to the gang. Hey, shout out to my boy Dez too, you feel me? Gang shit, none of that lame shit, you feel me? Appreciate you, gang.
Love you, Dez.
Let's get into it.
NBA YoungBoy ain't just one of the hottest rappers in the game. He's also one of the most savage. But that ain't happened out of nowhere. Couldn't find out, his pops is certified in the streets too. And he's been locked up since YoungBoy was a kid. Let's get into the true story of how YoungBoy's dad got snitched on by his own brother and sentenced to 55 years in prison. On December 1st,
your own brother snitched on you? That's fucked up.
Got snitched on by his own brother and sentenced to 55 years in prison. On December 1st, 2009, YoungBoy's pops, Jeffrey Staten, and two dudes walked into Alby's market in Delhi in Baton Rouge around 9 a.m. Court documents say Jeffrey approached an employee named Sam Tran, who was at a check cashing station in the shop, and pulled a gun on him. He told Tran to get down on the ground, but the dude ain't listen fast enough, so Jeffrey hopped over the counter and pistol whipped him in the head. Then one of the dudes working with Jeffrey put zip ties on his wrist and a bag over his head. They cleared out the cash registers, but they ain't stopped there. Jeffrey went back to the dude he pistol whipped and demanded more money. Tran told him that the store had a safe with more cash inside of it, but it would take 10 minutes to open up. Unfortunately for him, Jeffrey wasn't trying to hear that and just kept demanding more bread. At this point, Tran was still tied up with a bag over his head, so there wasn't much he could do anyways. Then Jeffrey shot him in the leg, and he and both dudes ran out of the shop. Even though the lick went sour, it should have been easy for YoungBoy's dad to get away. Baton Rouge is a wild city where the robbery rate is over double the national average, and most crimes like this don't get solved unless the cops see who did it right after they commit it. Back in 2016, YoungBoy dropped the track Cross Me, where he raps, "On my heart, that's on my soul. I won't tell no lies. Uncle told, now my daddy doing 55. Turns out, that wasn't just a random line in the song, but the truth behind how his dad ended up serving 55 years in prison. The cops brought in Jeffrey's brother, Dallas Staten.
Wait, oh, okay. I was gonna say, wait, so that's, I was gonna say, wait, so what's this woman's name? Shalonda.
He distracted by that ass.
No, she is thick as hell. But hey, no, I was like, at first I thought it was Shalonda, but damn, I don't know. This is wild.
The Shalonda did what?
No, I was thinking like Shalonda. That's not his grandma. That's his mama.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Behind how his dad ended up serving 55 years in prison. The cops brought in Jeffrey's brother, Dallas Staten, for questioning, and it took less than an hour for him to start singing and tell him everything. According to Dallas, he went to the store to ask about cashing the check that belonged to his friend. While he was at the counter, he told the cops that a guy came up with a gun and made him help out with the robbery. The cops pressed him about who the guy was, and Dallas admitted that it was his brother Jeffrey. Dallas told the cops that Jeffrey talks about robbing the store on several occasions, but Dallas told him not to. He also said he got into a fight with Jeffrey a few days before the robbery went down because Dallas ain't want to hit the lick with him. Jeffrey wanted Dallas to wear a mask and help him shake down the store and use his apartment to facilitate the robbery. Dallas told the cops he refused to help out and they wanted his brother to use his apartment to plan the hit. But their sister Jada Staten gave Jeffrey permission to do so. According to Dallas, he went to the store.
His sister too.
Right, I was gonna say on the whole family, gang. That's how you bumming slime? He must not be slime.
He ain't slimito.
You feel me?
But their sister Jada Staten gave Jeffrey permission to do so. According to Dallas, he went to the store early that day because he thought Jeffrey would rob it at night. During a police interview, he said that it was just a
now, could you cut it out? He went there at the end of the day because he knew Jeffrey was finna rob it at night.
Oh,
I'm about to go.
Say, let me get my shit right now, shit.
It's like, is there something wrong with the
when the robbery went down, that he had nothing to do with this. In the middle of his trial, Dallas told the court he was having money issues with his brother before the robbery. Jeffrey had asked him for a loan, and Dallas told him no at first, but later said he tried to get him some cash. Dallas ain't had no spare cash, but he told Jeffrey that he had a check he was supposed to cash for one of his homies that was locked up. Here's how Dallas said everything went down. His cousin Franklin drove him to Alby's that morning so he could ask about cashing the check. Then while he was talking to Tran, Jeffrey walked in and pulled the burner out. Dallas said he was initially in disbelief about what was happening. Even though Jeffrey was talking about hitting the store, Dallas said he had no idea it was actually going down. Dallas testified that Jeffrey started yelling and acting strangely. He tossed a bag full of zip ties to Dallas, who put him on Tran and another employee named Fan Nguyen, while a third suspect held him at gunpoint. Tran told the court that when Jeffrey started yelling at him to get on the floor, Dallas tried to act like he was just an innocent bystander and said, "I'm just a customer. Don't hurt me." When Jeffrey hopped over the counter and pistol whipped Tran, Dallas asked him why he did it. Then Jeffrey shot Tran in the leg, and Dallas asked him again what he was doing. When Jeffrey and the third dude ran out of the store, Nguyen loosened the ties on his wrist and grabbed a gun behind the counter. Dallas stayed behind to untie Tran and say sorry. Then he ran out of the store and warned Jeffrey that Nguyen had a gun. Nguyen ran outside and tried to shoot him, but his gun jammed after letting off 2 shots. Nguyen saw Dallas leaving a red Mazda, which is how police tracked him down. When they searched his apartment, they found zip ties like the ones used during the robbery, which was all they needed to arrest him and bring him in for questioning.
Damn, that's crazy as hell.
This shit get a little confusing, because why he don't just say, why be dad?
Maybe so he won't be cloud chasing.
Oh, okay. But he already...
No, that would have made it better, though, like, you know?
YB's uncle. Like, you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Nigga talking about James and Will.
Jeffrey and Dallas.
And Tran.
And Tran dude from the store. Like, just say the store owner. Don't say the store owner name like he important. I mean, he is important because he was involved in the altercation.
He didn't think the police would believe his story, but this is where his side of the situation starts getting strange. During the trial, he testified that he was hoping Nguyen would break free of the zip ties and shoot one of the other dudes. But it's a known fact that he yelled at Jeffrey to warn him about the gun. He was also caught lying about other details. And then the story took a weird twist. In December '07, 2 grad students at Louisiana State University were shot and killed inside their campus apartment. There was no leads at first, but a month later, the police received a call from a man who claimed he was a suspect in the case. The caller listed his friends' names and told the cops they knew about the murders and who drove the car. He told them he had direct knowledge about the murders and named a few people he thought might have committed the crime, including himself. Sergeant Don Kelly with the Baton Rouge Police Department put out a statement saying thousands of man-hours were spent over the next week by detectives, analysts, crime lab technicians, patrol officers, tactical teams, administrators, and others from multiple law enforcement agencies attempting to verify this information. It seemed like there was finally a break in the case, but it all turned out to be a lie. The police tracked the call back and found out it came from Dallas Staten. He didn't admit to being the caller, but the police held him on outstanding warrants while they looked into it. The cops brought in the friends that Dallas had knew about the murders, and none of them knew what was going on. Kelly said, "I feel sorry for them. They were victims in this thing too. They were absolutely caught up in this thing just as much as we were and everybody. We were all duped by this one individual. They used Dallas' phone records and his own mama to prove it was him. They played back the original call for his mom, and she immediately recognized her son's voice on the line. No one knows why he made the call, but it does make his testimony in the robbery case kind of shaky. If he's willing to lie about being the lead suspect in a double homicide for no reason, it makes it hard to trust anything he says. Regardless.
Why? Because why he just started claiming the bodies for no reason? Oh, like mentally.
Like mentally. Sometimes it be mental stuff mentally wrong with people, like, because it's just not making no sense, like. And then why you wasn't covering your ass real good?
But how he know about what was going down?
Y'all, they see. Why being no daddy should have been smart. I would have had the gang flip right on dude ass. Like, what? No, it was all him. He planned everything. He told us the woo. Nah.
That's snitching too. He probably ain't on that snitching shit. So, nah. See, that snitching shit gotta stop at this point. First of all, nigga snitch on you, you can't snitch on him back. Hell no, because he done already snitched. What you gonna snitch on him and say? No,
we're getting to the bottom of it.
No, you can't just be snitching because he.
That's lying though. That's not snitching.
That's like snitching on another gang.
But
not snitching on your gang.
No, that's like, hold on, you doing that shit, nigga? Watch this. It's a watch this. You feel me? It ain't snitching. You ain't even telling the truth.
You just gotta get back when you get out. Shit.
I would have been like, Dan, Dallas told me to. I would have made it seem like Dallas ass was the ringleader.
It all went down. The end result was NBA YoungBoy's dad getting a 55-year sentence because his own brother snitched on him. Damn. Having his pops locked up since he was a little kid had a massive impact on YoungBoy. His mom couldn't take care of him, so he lived with his grandma. And without someone there to guide him, he jumped off the porch at a young age and dropped out of school in 9th grade. He ended up getting arrested for robbery right after dropping out and spent his time in juvie writing songs for his first project.
Damn, for robbery? That's crazy. His pops just went down for robbery.
He ended up getting arrested for robbery right after dropping out and spent his time in juvie writing songs for his first project. YoungBoy talks about his dad in an interview and said, "My daddy in jail. I talk to him every day. He just be wanting money and shit though. I still call him daddy to make him feel like somebody."
Is this true?
That boy snapped. He said he be calling.
That could have been his thoughts when he was younger though. Because no. Because okay, this is the thing.
Because he was older.
When he said this?
Right,
he ain't that old. Okay, but he's still pretty
older,
young.
he just got money now. Like, you know, when he first was dropping that, like, I can't even remember.
His newer,
you know, when he got busting and shit. Like, you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I just feel like sometimes you feel different. Like maybe that's how he felt the moment, and it ain't nothing wrong with that because I mean that's pretty normal. Most people from jail always do call and they just be wanting shit, even if it ain't money, they just be wanting shit. So I feel like he respectfully, that's just how most people feel who got loved ones in jail.
Yeah, it's like they want you to call a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Text a motherfucker. It's hella shit.
Yeah, all types of stuff. So yeah, I don't feel like he meant no harm. But maybe he felt like abandoned too, for him to say I call him daddy to make him feel like somebody.
Stranded, abandoned. I felt it though, I felt it.
I talk to him every day. He just be wanting money and shit though. I still call him daddy to make him feel like somebody. I send him money just so he feel like he got somebody there. Cause I know how it is when you in jail. I barely know him though. When Jeffrey Staten was
he said I barely know him though.
Down, he tried to have it reconsidered and reduced, but the court denied the motion. Then he filed an appeal saying that his constitutional right against double jeopardy was violated. The double jeopardy clause means you can't be tried multiple times for the same offense, and you also can't be punished multiple times for one offense. Jeffrey tried to argue that the court was punishing him twice for the same crime, so his sentence should be reduced, but they denied his appeal and stated, rather than being punished twice for the same offense, the evidence showed that two separate crimes occurred, which were independently proven. Jeffrey's been locked up since 2009, but he ain't gave up on the early release. A rapper named Young Pokey been keeping in contact with him while he's inside. He's released a few videos of Jeffrey on his YouTube channel, and in one of them, Jeffrey says, "Got some stuff going on in the courts. I'll be out there pretty soon. Getting snitched on by your own brother will make a lot of dudes angry for life." But Jeffrey seems like he used his time in prison to mellow out and forgive people. He said in another video, "Forgiveness is a big part of life, bruh. You know we can't hold bitterness in our heart and expect good things to happen."
Hey, that's true as hell, but I still don't understand it yet. Like, I still can't get this concept through my body yet, you know? But it's true, it's true.
Forgiveness is a big part of life, bruh. You know we can't hold bitterness in our heart and expect good things to happen. So all those who've hurt me and abandoned me and did me wrong, I forgive you and I love you, and it's all good.
Forgiveness is a big thing, but forgiveness is a big part of life, bro. You know, we can't hold bitterness in our heart, you know, and expect good things to happen. But to all those who have hurt me and abandoned me and did me wrong, I forgive you and I love you, and it's all good.
Hopefully he can get his legal situation sorted out and reunite with his son. But YoungBoy got issues of his own right now. On Thursday, May 19th, an artist named Chris James shared an iMessage conversation between him and YoungBoy on Instagram. In the text, YoungBoy revealed that he don't think he'll be free or alive much longer. He said, "LOL, I'm headed to a cell or the grave very soon. I wouldn't give a what her or who thought. Murder me. I wish the best for y'all." A few days before that post, DJ Academics broke the news on YoungBoy allegedly turning down a $25 million deal with Atlantic. He's had issues with the label for a minute, and back in February, he said they was the reason he ain't go #1 with his album Colors. But even though the situation ain't been perfect, fans were shocked that he turned down that kind of money. Boy obviously got a lot going on right now, but hopefully he can duck off and stay out of any more legal trouble. He got 7 kids of his own to take care of, and he don't want them to end up in the same situation as him, with their dad locked up their entire lives.
Damn.
He said, "I don't know that man." Crazy.
That's nice though. Ain't why be illegal.
Yeah.
That's nice that he still being there for his daddy and shit, you know? I wonder did his daddy ever think that it would be his son would be the one that's there for him. Like, cause he was so little when he went in, you know? And then all of a sudden he got this person that's just here for him.
It's crazy. I never thought I'd hear the story of why we did.
Me either, especially we just said that yesterday too.
It's a video on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Damn, free that man though, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. It's the environment though, you know?
Yeah, that's sad, B. You can't get away from that shit sometimes.
Let us know what y'all wanted to check out next though, man. That was how NBA YoungBoy's dad got 55 years to life in prison, man. Hope you get that appeal though, you feel me?
Yep.
Link to this in the description box.
Sorry, baby. Down below.
That's how that's how we out.
Bitches got it twisted, we don't care about feelings. This shit about business.
All I see is commas 20, 50, 100, racing to the money.